Hello and good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I guess I got to get used to that. There's different people in different places of the world and these things, and yeah, I guess it's not the same time for everyone when they're watching this, and the people watching after. Always appreciated. So back in the van again. This is today's job. So I'm going to spin the camera around and show you what on earth I'm up to today. So you can sort of see from here, there's an LED strip. I'm going to turn the light off and see. So I've got normal light switches for this, obviously. So I'm going to switch that off. I've provided myself with other lights so we can film and see what we're doing. You can see how that strip, it comes out from the inside this high store up here, and it was designed to go along the back of this bit of wood which fell down, and I'm not sure I want it there anymore. I either need to put the wood back up or I need to change the location. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to experiment with a change of location and see about putting that instead of here, if I can get my bearings on what I'm pointing at. Yeah, so instead of where it is there now, I want to put it up here above the doors. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to be any good, but we're going to try that, and we're going to try and let you see what I'm up to as I'm doing it, which I don't know how easy that's going to be. There's it's always fun trying to work out the angles on a live. I guess I could in theory I could set things up properly beforehand. Hi Sparker, good to see you. First in as always. So there you go, that's not a bad angle. That's pretty good. You'll be able to see what I'm up to. So I'm just going to grab my step ladder from the kitchen that I have on the wall. How are you doing this evening, Sparker? I'm head up and see if I can't remind myself whether this is in Henry's or the other one. I think that's in the other one. Right, Ethan, I'm going to pass my stuff down. If you could take it from me like a good lad. There you go. Just pop it on the sofa. Or not. Actually, if you can avoid being on the sofa, actually, because it's going to affect the stream. Do you want to go? Do you want to go? Hold on. Let me get out of the way. If he's on the sofa, it'll be bouncing everything around, won't it? If you sit over there for me. Okay, and as I pass things down.
That just makes it more fun for the stream though, doesn't it?
Well,
Bouncing everything around.
well, I guess you could think it like that.
Until it falls over.
There you go. You can check out my backside while I'm up here. There you go. Hey. Right. There you go.
Let's put stuff up there.
So, just got to find where everything went. Oh. That's the box from some of my camera stuff.
Oh.
Didn't know I had this here.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh no, it's just. Oh. Oh, that's the remote control mount. Okay. God, the random things you find. So yeah, I'm finding all sorts of random stuff up here. There you go, take that. I've got like Christmas lights up here and some electronics and whatnot. That's something I probably don't need. That's just an old router that probably don't need anymore.
I thought this was our router.
Nah, that's an old one. Yeah, gotcha. There we go.
Why don't you come down here to breathe this in, Dad?
No, no, no. Don't start with that. Right, I've got to try and figure out what on earth's going on back here. Oh, I see. I've got a... Oh, didn't know that. Do you know what? I forgot how I've done all of this. I've got a... I wish I could show you in here. I don't know if that would really work out, but I've got a step up in here, I think, is it? Yeah, because I think these are 24 volts. And the... and the power system's actually 12 volts. There you go. I've just popped the I can't remember what they're called now. The little clips. I can't even remember the name of them. But that's down. There we go. So that was easy enough. You can see it's just a pretty standard. It's a 24 volt LED strip. Pretty standard, really.
How did you get it
Oh,
out?
we've got lots of people in. Hello, hello.
How did you get it out?
If- What do you
The
mean?
USB.
The what?
Did you just cut it
The what?
or pull it? This.
Ah, that's a good question. So yeah, it's just literally open ends on this one. I just stripped them, and yeah, do you know what I think? The lighting could be better. I'm just gonna track this one down here. There you go. So yeah, I just stripped off the ends, and that just goes in some, what are they called again? They're the little clear and orange things. I can't remember what they're called now. But I'll show you a set in a second. I've got to try and get this thing off here without breaking it now. That's the danger as I peel this off, that I might bend it too much and it stop working. So I've got to just be really slow and careful. Do I need to take it off this yet? Hold on. I'm not sure I actually need to take it off this yet. I can use this to test up here, I guess. I want to see if I can actually get it up there. The cable, I mean. Whew. So, yeah, I can test how the light actually looks by just putting this up here. There we go. Now I've got to somehow get the cables down and in. Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun, isn't it? Oh, there's just enough. There you go. Now, I've said before that because I built the van myself, I know how everything works, and it means that I can fix just about everything. But of course, that only works if I can remember how I built something, and if I can see what on earth I'm doing. Oh, that's a lot of if in there, I'm going to say. Okay. Right. I need a light in here. Then have that one. Okay. I think I see. Right. Okay.
How old is this router?
The what router?
This one.
I don't know. Oh,
Why?
oh, this is difficult. I can't get both hands up in there.
Do you need any help? In my bedroom.
I'm not sure what you could do, to be honest with you.
Go into my bedroom or Henry's bedroom and help.
I don't think you could reach from either of them.
Oh, I don't.
I just need to get both hands in. Oi, it's like contortion. So this is something that I mentioned in the video that just dropped today. Everything in the van when you're doing it is like having to contort yourself because it's all in a funky position. And of course that happens in a house sometimes. Right, that one's in. Double check it's black to black. Yeah. Where's the red one? Oh no, where is it? Ah. There it is. Got it. I'm doing this mostly by feel now, which is not the best way to do things, I've got to be honest.
It'd be good if that piece of wood was a cupboard, wouldn't it? 'Cause then you
Yeah.
could-
Oh, it's a yellow one, that's why. And it goes to presumably that bit just there that I can't quite see. There you go. Oh, just enough to do it.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
maybe
Right.
I should read the chat out for you because it seems like you're not reading the chat today, Dad.
you can do it, but try not to get your head right in front of the screen.
I won't.
Yeah,
I'll read
because
it
you can read it from the side. Yeah, you'd be over this side and read it. There you go. So let's see what that looks like.
Mark is saying golf again, but just playing against the PC, so Billy no mates. It's not just.
Is it not a little late for maintenance, or is it nothing risky? Oh, it's nothing risky. It's literally, as I say, it's just a 12-volt system. Even though it's wired into the
I like that.
the light switch, my switch. Actually, this is something you cannot get away with in a house because there's regulations on this. You can't put 12-volt power, DC 12-volt power, to the same sockets or switches or whatever you're using as you do with the 240-volt AC. If you mix them, it's like an absolute no-go. But of course, me being smart, I've mixed them in the van. Try not to do that, babe. Got a head just floating in and out. Yeah, basically, like all my light switches, I'll give you a little tour actually after this, but all my light switches, like I obviously wanted everything working quite nice and looking good, and I didn't want to have like different kinds of switches for different things. So I've basically got 240 volts and 12 volts going into like my switches in all sorts of places. So essentially, this one is actually all either 12 or 24 volts. So I think, because I've got a little strip just in here, as you see that light turn on, I'm pretty sure that one's a 12 volt, but the one up here, the more powerful one that I'm working on now, is actually 24 volts. The kitchen one, that's 24 volts. That comes from the same switch in the kitchen as goes to the 240 volt extractor. And I wanted the switches side by side, so they're literally side by side in there. An electrician would have a field day with my van. Right, so let's.
I actually like that more. It's sort of like making everything look a bit more yellowish, like the ceiling.
Well, that's partly because it's on view. I'm just gonna move that and then have a little look to see how it looks. If you can't see that, it'll be something like that. So, yeah, we just need to have a little bit of a decide on that, a little bit of a vote, whether that's actually the better way to light this. What do you reckon, Sparker? How does that look compared to how it did before, if you can remember?
Personally, I like that more.
Let's have a little look, like if we're filming.
I'm in the shot.
So, if we were filming, and you could sort of see that, if we're in the kitchen, let's say, and we'd probably go up like that. I'd probably angle down a bit. Actually, probably have it about like that. So if we're filming in the kitchen, we got a lot of.
I'm doing some cooking, shaking the pan.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure I gave it much of a before look, but yeah, I reckon that's probably slightly better than it was in terms of the filming, which is good. That's kind of what we want. But also, I just want to know how it feels for me as well. Yeah. I'll say this much, it shows up a lot more of the imperfections of the ceiling. The ceiling is very imperfect. I'm not happy with it either way.
I like it more like that. Not on camera, but it looks better on camera.
For you, I want to do something different. I don't know, I've got to think of an idea. I'm not happy with it.
On the ceiling,
oh, big EK gaming fan says, what are you doing? Well, I'm just doing a little maintenance on my van. We're van lifers and my LED strip had fallen down. So just trying to put that up. Just doing some random maintenance on my stream. I do live daily streams just as a thing now, just to get people in, place for people to come and hang out, and we do all sorts of random nonsense here. And mostly it's just trying to fit into my day and see how everyone's is done. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can call this a truck. It's more like a big old like moving van. But I appreciate you being here. Do subscribe if you fancy it. But how was your day? How are you doing? Where are you from? It's always nice to know where everyone's from. Hi, Adam Elsaka. I'm going to go with that as the pronunciation of that. Good to have you in. I hope your day's going as well as mine has. It's been busy, but sort of chill. I've not really rushed anything today. I've just been topping up the tank on the van. Had to put a new tap on my parents' outside tap. There has been a bit of an issue with it lately, like a worn-out washer or some nonsense. So me and Dad fixed that this afternoon. Got my thumbnail finished for the video that went up today, finally. Such as life of Darren and my day was good. And I'm from UK. Oh, so UK just like me, that's good. And chill at school, watching a movie till 11 a.m. That's sweet. That doesn't sound like a bad day at all. Nice to hear it. Yeah.
I thought that when you said on the ceiling, I thought you meant like across here.
No, but then you'd see it and it'd be really bright in the eyes. So the problem was that when I built this end, I'm going to give you a bit of a closer look so you can sort of see. Yeah, if I show you the kitchen one first, you can see the kitchen one, the light is well hidden behind. If I go here, it'll get a bit bright, but you'll see there's a proper like bit of ledge there. And when you're stood, because you can't get right underneath it, because you obviously stood at the side, even when I stand at the side, you don't see the actual light. And that was well designed, but a nice like full bright white one for the kitchen, so when you're working it's all clear. I wanted a more warmer light over here, and because it's got quite a area to sort of light, I wanted it reasonably powerful. But the issue was when I built this one, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but that line just there, that is not level with the van. It actually goes down a bit. When I was putting it in, I somehow made a bit of a mistake and I didn't get the lip that I was looking for. So unlike the other one, there's no lip here, look. So I tried to put the light in here and I had to literally stick it to the white part. But then you could see the light itself and that was too bright. So I put the piece of wood to kind of cover it. And obviously it was a bit of a bodge job and it hasn't really worked out. And I'm thinking that if I stuck it up where it is now, it would at least sort of work out a bit better. Excuse me while I'm just messing with the camera angles. Big EK Gaming giving us all the emojis, love that, cheers. And all the hearts. Yeah, I think that's probably what I should have done. I should have probably got some sort of U channel and had it on its side, and then I could have attached it properly at the top, because I basically just got a straight bit and tried to glue the end on, which obviously doesn't have enough glue surface. But if I'd had a full box, like sort of C box section, or C profile, what you want to call it, or U if you've got it that way up. But essentially, I could have attached this either with glue or adhesive, or even like some kind of screw fixings. And then I could have the light inside here with a lip underneath it. It'd probably been really good. But the downside to it over there is it doesn't. So let me give you a bit of an idea. So in the kitchen, you've obviously got all the white sides and all the white walls, I mean, sorry, and it reflects the light off quite well. And it's a slightly smaller space because obviously here we've got all of the sort of the bit that comes out. If I go over in the living room, you sort of see you don't have this kind of open space underneath here. Now I do have some LEDs up here to make this a bit brighter, which I want to swap out for some ones behind this, a bit like on the other side. So if I show you these, we got these because they were remote control and I thought it'd be pretty good, but they're pretty kind of not very nice, and they don't do a very good white colour.
The whites.
They're all right for filming. I think for you guys they look pretty good. For me, I don't like seeing them like that, and they don't do a very good white. To be honest, they do. No, that's an orange. I like the orange because it's quite nice and whatnot. Don't mess with them.
What does the white look like?
No, we're not showing the white. The white is awful. But anyway, what was I saying before that? Oh, this fella does distract me sometimes.
Look at this.
So what we got? We got lots of emojis. I'm not good at reading emojis, but there we go.
He's asking.
Let's have a little look.
He should do more emojis.
Oh, shall I do more? You can do all the emojis you like. I appreciate people
and
being in the chat, to be fair. But we got, I think Noah in, low battery, so charging, catch up later. See you Noah, if you haven't already left. That was quick. Yeah, so what was I saying? Well, excuse me. I was just showing you the, and as I showed you before, I had this light here, which I quite like because you don't see the actual LED strip. And I think I could do something similar to that behind this one instead. And I think that would look quite cool. I'd probably use a bit more so I get a bit more of light. But this big one is the problem. What do we do with this big one? Yeah, you can sort of see, oh look, you can see on the camera, can you see how bumpy that ceiling is? Because the stuff that I had to use I essentially ended up finding the only thing that would stick anything to the foam up there was expanding foam. And I just had to kind of keep it from expanding, and it's not exactly flat. So I think I have to go back to how it was or find something else.
What do those emojis mean?
He's gonna love that. What's that? Noah started slow cooking the lamb curry already. Wow, that's going to be good if you're already cooking it. I tell you, I'm looking forward to it now. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. That's going to be it's going to be a bit nice time, that is. So yeah, that's not looking good at all. I'm not happy with that. So I think we have to go back to where it was. But I need to figure out a better way to do this. So.
I like the emojis. They bring a bit of colour to the chat, don't they, Dad?
Yeah, they do. Right, so. I mean, I might play around with this and see if I can't do something else, but we'll need to turn it off. Ooh, we are. Right. So. Now. At least it's easy to disconnect these cables. I'll show you the kind of connectors I'm using if anyone's interested when I get a chance. I think I've got some spare ones in the drawer, but they're quite handy. Oh dear. So where are we putting this then? Can I come up with a better idea? I don't know that I can. Not really. So I think I'm stuck just trying to stick this back up on the wall. I just wasn't ever really that happy with it. I didn't think it looked that nice. This is the trouble sometimes. You do something and then it doesn't quite work out.
Listen to Sparker, Dad.
What's that? Could you fit fin paneling to hide the bumps? I could. The issue is weight and just cost. I'm trying to keep the cost down, but also the weight. I can only put so much stuff up on the walls. And here's the maths on this, right? There is about, I think, what is it? It's about 9 square meters, the ceiling, or the roof, whatever you want to call that bit. And obviously you have a lot more square meterage on the walls as well. And then you've got obviously 9 square meters on the floor, give or take. It's a little bit more than that, I think, but we'll call it 9. And the issue is anything that I put up there that I'm going to put on a quite a wide area, you obviously, even if it's quite lightweight, when you've got that much of it over an area, it adds loads and loads more weight. And the biggest issue in the van when I was designing everything is definitely weight capacity. So the more that I have on the walls and on the ceiling, the less that I can actually put in here. So it was kind of like what do I compromise on? How many clothes I can store in the cupboards and how much food I can put in my fridge? Or do I try to go ultra light with everything? Which is why the walls are made of cardboard. The walls are made of cardboard because if I'd made them out of plywood, they'd be too heavy. And then I put the cork on because cork's quite light. And it's also a natural material, which I like. And it's also very good at insulating sound as well as heat. So the cork was a no-brainer, really. The floor is cork, the walls are cork, the ceiling is cork, everything is cork or basically wood panelled somehow. And the only thing that isn't is obviously like the metal, magnetic metal splashbacks on the kitchen and in the shower room. What about polystyrene? Yeah, I don't like having polystyrene in here. The ceiling is made of polystyrene behind the cork, but I try to go low or no VOCs in the van as much as possible, which is where some of the choices came from. So the splashback is metal, partly because I can use that for magnetic hooks and clips and stuff. So that's a really useful thing in the van. As you can see, got magnetic bulldog clips, got like magnetic hooks for putting things on, and that allows me to have a lot of flexibility where I put things. So that was part of the choice for metal, but a big part of it as well was just couldn't have tiles because they'd be too heavy, or glass or anything like that, or any ceramics. I couldn't have like any fake materials, like any kind of laminate, because that's really high in VOCs. Basically trying to avoid plastic where possible, because if it gets hot, it just releases lots of that and it's bad for you. And I will say, it might sound a bit like, ooh, hokey pokey that, but my hay fever since I've moved into the van is almost non-existent. It's crazy. It had a really fast drop off, and then it's got better year on year, to the point where I was taking loads of the antihistamines, like 2 kinds, for a few years before we moved to the van, and then I've been able to actually taper off, and I just don't take antihistamines much anymore. I might have taken like maybe a half a tablet 2 or 3 days this year. That was it, and that was just because I was maybe doing stuff that was really dusty, and it kind of flared it up. And I think one time it was because I was a bit ill, and when I get a cold, sometimes that flares up, and I'm not sure if it's the cold or the hay fever, so just take one, or take a half basically, just to help. But yeah, it's made a massive difference, and I just feel, generally speaking, it's quite just a, I mean, I say that it was a very complicated decision to just go, let's go low VOCs, but it's not so complex. We're balanced against what I feel the benefit is, and the peace of mind against how much effort it actually was. I think it was well worth it. So that's one of my complications. I have to think about weight. I have to think about cost, as just as anyone else would. But I also have to think about VOCs, and then I have to think about like loads of things in the van, because it's a small area. The reason the walls are all made of cork, and like, you wouldn't notice this. Right? This is all really smart design. But the reason why I have these on the wall is not just for storage, but they, because they're all made of natural materials, as you would expect, reused wood from old beds from the old house, and then these are all like natural, like whatever you call that stuff, is it Hessian or whatever, I can't remember what they're called, but it's like cotton inner parts, so they're all fine, as much as possible, like natural materials. But basically this breaks up sound, so the cork has ability to absorb sound and stop it reflecting. But also, these things, if you have them on the wall, they act like they absorb some of the sound and reflect it off in different angles, meaning you don't get a full-on impact. And so even like having the ladders here will have that effect. And then you have the pockets back here, and again, more cork wall. And everything I've did in the van was designed around acoustics in one way or another. It was, it was quite a process actually to think about all of the acoustics and how each little individual thing would affect it, even to the fact that I was concerned having the metal splashbacks, is that going to be an issue? But because they're not a very big surface, and I've done things like the, you can see how I've, to keep my work surface clear as much as possible, I could have just had bottles out on there, or even just put this basket on there. But I've got it raised up just so there's space underneath, so if I'm doing something, I can slide something underneath, and it just gives that appearance that I've got the full side. We do have bottles on the side, but that's essentially just got some hooks in the wall. And if you're wondering, that's how I know what my battery level's at. Got a little readout there. I could have got some really swanky readouts and like wireless things going on. And I was like, it's just simpler just to have a wire go into the batteries and show me a voltage readout. Easiest thing to do. Oh, that tells me I've actually probably got hot water, and I need to turn that off. Voltage was a bit low. Yeah, yeah. So it's complicated. Everything I do is like, it's this sort of complicated process of decision making. What do I do with this? Big EK Gamer's asking, do we live in the van full time? I do. Ethan here is now a part timer. He lives half the time with his mum, who doesn't live in a van anymore. But we all used to live as a family in the van for about, I think it was about 3.5 years. We were living here together, so family of 4. But yeah, just me half the time, and then either Ethan or Ethan and his brother join me for the other half. But it's a nice way to live, I've got to say. I would struggle to go back to living in a house now. Why not have a house and a van? Bills, to be honest. If I had to pay for a house as well, I'd have to work full time. I don't work full time. I'm too lazy for full time. But I like to spend time with Ethan as well. So we do lots of stuff throughout the day. Like tomorrow, for instance, we're going to do a bit of table tennis at 3 o'clock. Got that booked in already. And we spend a lot of the day together. I do some schoolwork with him, and we do a lot of other bits and pieces, bit of camping and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have a base of operations if I had the money for it. But there's also then you're tied down a little bit. I already sort of fight against the being tied down to this area for work, and because I've got an allotment nearby that I go and do stuff on. Even just having that amount of I need to be here sometimes to do that sort of stuff, it kind of holds me back, and I want to do more. I think if I was able to get this channel up and running to the point where I could give up my part-time window cleaning and I could really travel, that'd be amazing. But as it stands, getting like the every other week, and me and Ethan can, or me and his brother as well, can head off and do some stuff every other week. I'm happy enough with that. But I wouldn't want to be full-time and have to pay for all the bills for the house, because for me as well, it's quite inefficient. I look at houses, and this is a weird perspective on this, I admit, but I look at houses and I say, well, look, if you've got a house, let's say you've got a 3-bedroom, and you've got a family of 4 in there, so you've got room for each of the kids, parents got another room, and you've got all the downstairs. If you look at that, at no time is the whole house ever being used. You're probably just using half of it, if that. Everyone could be in the kitchen, and it's like you're only using one room out of all of them. You've got maybe in like at night everyone's using their bedrooms, but all the ground floor is empty. And in the daytime, maybe no one's in the bedrooms and all the ground floor, or maybe the kitchen's being used and one of the bedrooms. But you'll find that it's very rare that you use more than 50% of your home, which means the rest of it is just sitting there not being used, other than maybe storage. And the only real benefit of that is if you don't want to have to kind of move things around a little bit, then it just makes it easier. So you can see behind me, I've got my sofa. At night, I have to turn it into my bed. It takes a minute to do that. And then I've got maybe a couple of minutes to turn it back into a sofa in the morning. So 3 minutes a day, maybe 4 if I'm being a bit slow and lazy and getting distracted. It's not a big deal. I mean, there are people out there with them throw pillows on their beds that they've got about 1,000 of them they've got to get off, and I'm probably quicker than them people. So it's not a big deal, but yeah, that means I can use that space as my living room area, like sofa basically, and then at night it's my bedroom. So that one space has 2 jobs, which are completely mutually exclusive. I need a sofa and a living room in the day, and I need a bedroom and a bed at night. That's a way more efficient use of space, and that appeals to me. I love efficiency. That's just who I am. If I can be really efficient with something, I'm that kind of person that if I've got to do a drive somewhere, I'm like, I want to have 2-3 reasons to go in that direction. I'm not going to go like half an hour this direction, come back, go half an hour down direction, come back, go another way. I'm like, no. Let's see if we can't route this up and get it down to the minimum. And I'm not going to spend like hours of brain power on it, but 5 minutes of just what's the most efficient path. Let's do that. It's got to be done. Sorry, I've probably missed a load of chat, just like absolutely monologuing about van life. So, I agree it's annoying though, but what's that? So you I agree it's annoying though, but haven't you tried YouTube as a job? Well, I mean, that's the idea here. This is kind of the whole point of it. But I realise if I'm going to get there, it'll take years. It's not like the sort of thing we can get overnight success. I think if I had the skills to make some really crazy content, and if I had the time and the sort of ability to go out and hunt for crazy good stories or good topics and subjects, and I was looking into that, I could probably do better. But I stick to what I know and what I'm passionate about, and what that is basically trying to get people to think, let's get out, let's do something a bit different, not get stuck in our ways. You know, that 9-to-5 job, you know, home work, and not much in between, maybe living for the weekends. It's not, you know, it's not always for some it's just fine, it works. And if you're happy, you're happy, and I won't rock the boat. But there's people out there who are sitting around in the evenings, flicking through TikTok or YouTube shorts, kind of just either lonely or bored or miserable for whatever reason. And I'm like, can we get them out of that? Because that's kind of, I was in a state like that a while ago, a few years back, where I was just, it was all mundane, the same thing over and over again, lots of stress, and I hated it. So I was like, I need to get out of this pattern, need to get out of this rut. What do I do? The van life started, and you know, there are other life issues, you know, marriage falling apart, that sort of thing. It happens. But I end up here where I'm in a positive space. I've got people on the channel who are supporting me. I've made friends through the channel, like the best friends of my life, to be honest, like, you know, either supporting me already or I've met them on my channel. And yeah, just that sort of camaraderie, meeting people, fantastic. But if I can make a difference to people as well, give them a place to come and feel seen. So many people come in these chats just almost begging for me to just notice them in the chat, and I make sure I respond to every one of them, because I'm aware that they're sitting there at home, probably just, you know, haven't got anyone to talk to, haven't got anything nice to happen to them for a couple of days, and me just saying hello and asking them how their day is and paying attention to them for 5 minutes, it can make the difference for their day. And I know that firsthand because that's happened to me, where I've had some really bad days, and you know, one person gives you attention for 5 minutes and makes you feel seen. Cool, you know, it makes a difference. So I'm like, can we pay it forward? Can we do something like that for people? And that's kind of what the channel's about. Just, you know, can we get out, do whatever we enjoy? For me, it's camping, spending time with friends and with family. Can I inspire somebody else to do something a bit out of the ordinary? It doesn't have to be live in a van, just do something. But that's the kind of point of the channel. And if I can get a living out of that, that'd be awesome. But it's not that's not the primary goal, but it is obviously a big hope and a dream. And then I could do more. And that would be the point. I'd have more time to do more of this, which would be brilliant. Biggie K says, I tend to use all the house apart from my room at home during the day. Well, you can't be in every room at all times though. If you think about it, you're only in one room at a time. You might move between them and use them a bit, but you could. But if you ever look at it, you would realise that you could probably compact it down more than you do. But people have loads of stuff. There were people out there, and I know this, like my my ex, she was a cleaner. She'd go in people's houses, and there were people who would have a whole floor, like they'd have a 3-story house, and the whole floor was just stuff, just stored in rooms, and they weren't even using it. And they were just using, like, you know, the other 2 floors. I'm like, that's mind-boggling. And then there's people, they've got you know, houses used and whatnot, but they might have like a storage unit or 2 where they put loads of their stuff. And then that's all cluttering up your mind as well. The fact you've got to deal with all this and pay bills to store it all, it's just mental in my mind anyway. It's just an opinion. And I feel like, you know, get out there and do something a bit different and try to let some of that go. Wouldn't hurt at all. Spark says, I owned a house and really hated it. Yeah, to be fair, there was a point where I had considered buying, just before 2008 actually. Actually, it was 2008 we were considering buying. And then all that happened, and that went out the window, obviously. And yeah, we haven't really got around to that. And I'm of the mind I don't really need to own my own house. I'm happy owning my own home on wheels, which I do. I own this outright, never had to pay any rent on it. Didn't have to pay a mortgage. It's all sorted, so it's a good way to do it. So what we got? Definitely flicking on my iPad and bored all the time. There we go. Yeah, I've had many a day like that when I'm just flicking through YouTube Shorts. You get on one by accident because it looked interesting, and then they just suck you in. It's like a black hole. Cheers, Sparker. Yeah, appreciate your good words there. Big EK says the bath is the most time I spend. Do you know what? I feel you there. I'm in there far too long sometimes. Daniel Garcia, hi, good to see you in the chat. Says, do you wear 100% cotton zip hoodies with a hood? I'll be honest. There was a point where I was trying to do all cotton. This is 100% cotton, but I'm going to be honest. The fleeces, you just can't get like a cotton fleece. It's always polyester. And I don't like that because obviously these are basically plastic, but I get them stored away, and they're like, I can't get everything non-VOCs and no plastic, which is a bit of a bugbear for me. I hate the fact of that. But like even my metal drinking bottle, nice bit of stainless steel, they still had to make the lid out of plastic, didn't they? And I'm like, but you can't get away from some plastic, but I just try to reduce it as best I can. And they can't get away from all VOCs, but again, I reduce it as best I can. And I definitely would try to avoid having too much stuff like that over in this area. But, you know, you've got like the boys' coats and stuff like that. I think I've got a couple of fleeces, but I've got like shirts which are 100% cotton. I've got t-shirts. All my t-shirts are pretty much 100% cotton. I like, you know, where I can, I do it. But yeah, I wouldn't mind. Do you know, if there was a range of clothing where it was all nice, like 100% cotton, and it wasn't costing the earth, yeah, I definitely love that. Tom in the tent's in. Haven't seen you for a while. Hey up, dude. Good to see you. Spark says, I saw the crash coming in 2005 and expected property to tank also, but it went the other way. Yeah, I'll be honest. The way all that works, so the financial stuff, is just nuts. I understand like a small fraction of how that all happens, and even I can tell it's just nuts. And there's people just playing basically Russian roulette with livelihoods, and not even their own, just other people's livelihoods. It's mental. But I don't know enough to really comment on it too much. Big EK says, I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to spend some time in the bathroom. Take care, Big EK. Hopefully I'm still about when you're finished, but probably not. I'm hoping to get this thing finished. But yeah, I'm going to see, what do I do with this? So for anyone who's in now who wasn't in before, the objective of today's thing is to try to, well, this was falling down. This is my strip of lights, and I'm trying to figure out where am I putting it, back where it was, or do something else with it. Oh, it's a big question. What do I do with it? I'm wondering if I can just move it entirely. I could put it up here, but the power doesn't come to there, and you'd see it. Be a hassle. Ooh. I mean, it has to be up high, doesn't it? It can't be down on the wall. I'm wondering about it being in the corner up there. I'm just wondering about that. Can I do something like that? Probably not with this piece of wood, but I could potentially get a piece of wood tomorrow from B&Q. Ooh. I assume you can see me right over there. Yeah, you can. Right, so I'm wondering if I had it up here, what that would look like. But again, I'd have to make a new hole. But annoyingly, I can't test that. Not right now. So, do I just stick it back where it was for the time being and do this another time? I think maybe. God, sticking it up is going to be an absolute hassle though. Ay, ay, ay. I'm not sure I'm geared up to fix this today at all. I could just put it back up here. I'm just not really that happy with this. Ay, ay, ay. You can see how indecisive I am sometimes. It's like a little bit of my brain going, there's a better idea here somewhere, just to give it some time. But how much time do I give it is the question. No one's out now. I've been busy. Hold on. That collab with Evermat was fantastic. No one's out now. Oh, you asking? Yeah, do you know, I was about to ask the same thing. I'd noticed that Tom hadn't had any videos out for a little while. But I assumed maybe a bit of life had got in the way or whatever. But yeah, I hope you're doing all right, Tom. I hope there's no issues in that over your end. I know you probably don't want to say on a chat like this if there's anything major, but yeah, I hope you're going to get something out soon. Mam Tor, yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure where Mam Tor is. Is that up in, is that like Lake District or somewhere like that? Had to have physio to walk again. Jeez, what way? See, I've been out of the loop. I've been really out of the loop. Am I supposed to know why you couldn't walk? Did you have an accident? You've got to tell me about this. I'm now fully invested and need to hear the story. Jeez. Or maybe you put it on a video and I need to check your channel out because yeah, I hadn't seen anything come up on my feed. So it's the sort of thing where I've only just started watching again people's channels because I've only just got back into YouTube. I was completely out of the loop with everything. But Mam Tor is Castleton Peak District. Oh, Peak District. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll have a look. I'm not very good at knowing where everything is, but we've done a fair bit of the Peak District. Me and the boys, when after the split and the sort of one of the first times I had the boys in the van, just me and them, we went over to Lincoln and then across to the Peak District, and we tried a new spot we hadn't done before. To go back to somewhere where me and Mike had walked across. It's called The Edge, and it's on one of the plateaus. It's like one of the big plateaus. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a well-known name, I'm sure. That everyone could probably figure it out. But the north sort of edge of it is called the Edge. And I remember walking across it with Mike, and we didn't know where we were at the time because we weren't following maps. But obviously, I'd retraced the steps. I took the boys up there, and we were literally walking into the clouds. It was awesome, but it was all like covered in snow up there. But it was an ice and whatnot. It was a fantastic trip. But Henry, bless him, didn't bring his waterproof gloves like I told him to. He'd stuffed his non-waterproof gloves in his pocket. We get up there, he puts his gloves on. Within about, I don't know, 20 minutes, his hands are frozen because he's got his gloves wet. And so I've had to basically take my gloves off, warm his hands up with my hands as best as possible, and then slap his hands back in my gloves. And I've had to carry on with no gloves, and I got pretty cold hands. I was like, oh my God. But thankfully I was a bit warmer than he was, and he's a young lad, so I've got to look after him. But other than that, it was an awesome trip up there with the boys. I mean, yeah, some good spots to park in the Peak District. Old Mamtor Road, you can stay there for a year if you want to. If you want no restrictions. Oh, I'll look into that. So Old Mamtor Road, I'll check into that. Cheers for the info, Tom. On the peaks, bad weather. Not sure. So did we get an answer as to what on earth happens? Oh, lifting with work. It was my last 2 vertebrae. Oh, geez. Yeah, Paul had some issues with heavy lifting at work when he had like hernias and stuff. It was, yeah, it's not good with the heavy lifting. I've got to admit, it's tough work when you've got to do a lot of that. But I hope you're doing better, and I hope you get out soon. Yeah, I've got to admit, exposure is a thing you do have to be careful of. We were moving the whole time, and it was only a short sort of, it wasn't even a day hike, it was literally just a quick loop, and we were only out for about 3 or 4 hours. But man, we went up there, and the weird thing is, when we started, it was totally fine weather, and it was fine weather down low, it was not a problem. But you go up there, and it was just like literally got into the cloud, and into the cloud layer. And as we got up there, we realised, oh, we're not only in the cloud, but up here it's completely frozen. We're like, whoa. Yeah, and that was quite a thing. But then we came back down, warm again. It's just so, and it's the first time I think I've ever experienced quite that level of difference for the height that I've gone. So yeah, I was maybe a little unprepared for it, but I had enough stuff with me. We got through. And yeah, I don't go off completely unprepared. I'm not like some fool going up there going, oh, I'll just go shorts, t-shirt, be fine. We had layers and whatnot. It was just the glove thing, because I didn't check Henry had actually got his waterproof gloves. I just told him to get them, and saw him stuffing like something in his pocket, and I assumed he'd got his waterproof ones. But I think he'd made the decision like that he didn't need waterproof gloves because he wasn't going to put his hands in water. And I was like, oh, yeah, you know, I told you waterproof gloves for a reason. Listen to your dad knows. So what we've got here? Not that I can get lifting equipment in. Grandad off down the aisle yeah, it's crazy. They'd rather work, but use up a human being than some pay up for some machinery. Well, mind you, it depends what you're doing as well, I suppose. Maybe the machinery can't work for everything. Some of them just need to get a lot of bids done before 12th November as baby kicker. Whoa, that's my birthday, 12th November. You got a little one on the way. Might end up with the same birthday. That'd be funny. Oh dear. Hi again, Big EK. Good to see you.
Yeah, he's back.
Right, I really do need to think about this and get this done. It's getting late. Joe, you guys get me chatting every time.
I was just wondering how old Big EK Gaming is.
Oh, you can ask him, yeah, because he said about his at school, didn't he? So.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
You talk to the chat while I.
Yeah.
I don't know if the chat can hear you though. Can you hear? Someone tell us if you can hear Ethan while I'm over here, because he's not mic'd up and I am. I can put a mic on him if need be.
Yeah, Mike.
Well, all right, let's put a mic on Ethan. Hold on. It should connect up easy enough.
Yes, they can.
Oh, they can hear you?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. We won't worry with micing him. If anyone struggles, let us know and we'll mic him up. Ooh, what do I do?
Yeah, I was wondering how old you are, Big EK Gaming.
I don't like that because of that, right? So it has to be down here.
I was wondering how old you were. Oh, hi, Hazy.
Oh, it's Hazy in.
Yes.
Hi, Hazy. Good to see you. How's your day been? It's been a while since we've seen you. Good to have you back.
He's in year 12. I don't know how old you are.
That makes him probably about 16, 17, I think. Ethan.
Yeah, I'm homeschooled, so yeah. Aren't I?
Yeah. This is one of those lucky kids who doesn't have to go to school. He's one of the unlucky kids who has to stay home and get schools.
Yeah, apparently you're right.
What?
You're right.
What? Him being 16, 17. There you go.
Yeah.
See, I'm not useless. Almost, but not quite entirely. Oh man, what am I doing this?
I'm 11, by the way.
I don't know. Yeah. Right. Time to switch brain gears. I'm taking it off the wood while I think. I'm going to slowly peel this light off here. Excuse me, I just want to put this on here. Just check on the stove as well. Yeah, it's nearly burnt through now. I'm just going to put the embers together so they burn all the way. We have had the stove on. It was a bit of a chilly day. But we won't be refilling it at all this evening now. It'll be bedtime soon enough.
I'm not sure how that works, Tom. Exams.
What have we got here? Kids are one of the best and worst thing that can happen to you. But you will love it. Yeah, I guess he's talking to Tom. Yeah, kids are great, but they're also an absolute nightmare. They are the proverbial double-edged sword. They're a lot of work, and at times they are absolutely worth it, but a million times over. And then at other times, you could literally strangle them. Sorry for the noise. Here we go. I'm doing something really stupid now, as you can probably just about see. I've got a knife underneath this, try and help peel it a little bit. But yeah.
I assume you do gaming, Big Geeky Gaming, so I'm just interested in what games you play if you do.
Ah, this is Ethan's favourite topic. He wants to know if you play the same games as him.
Yeah,
there you go.
We can play together.
Yeah, Ethan's like me. He's a very social lad. He likes playing games with other people.
You do gaming? Roblox, yeah, I do Roblox. I do Grow a Garden.
And what's that one? I want to run away tower or whatever.
Yeah, that's one I can slap people away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With his admin fly, just flying around slapping people with the hand of God.
I don't play Fortnite. Oh, Jay's in. Do you play Minecraft or Rocket League?
Hi Jay, good to see you.
Is he a regular?
I think I recognise it, but then that said, there's probably a lot of Jays out there. Are you new? Are you a new viewer, Jay, or are you have you been in with us before?
Yeah, I should get his username like right now.
Well, if he's comfortable doing that on chat.
My username if you want.
Yeah, there you go.
I used to play Minecraft and Rocket League. Do you want to me to get you a username then?
Well, if you're going to get it, you might want to get your phone so you can write it down.
Yeah.
I doubt you're going to remember it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He does love his gaming. Oh, Jay says, yes, I'm new. Well, great to have you in, Jay. Just to give you a bit of context what's going on.
So you can tell me now.
I'm a van lifer. This is one of my sons, and we're just doing a little bit of maintenance and chatting to the stream. We do daily streams here now. Well, at least for the foreseeable future. Trying to get to a year's worth of just daily streams, just as a bit of a challenge, and also I just love streaming, love chatting to everyone. I'll be honest, the other day I was struggling yesterday. I'm going to say this, I was having a bit of a struggle sort of emotionally wise, because I was a bit like strung out for the day, and had to kind of push myself into the stream a bit, thinking, oh, this is going to be I'm probably going to like lose myself on the stream somehow. But actually, by the end of the stream, I was feeling absolutely fine, and just having everybody in and that kind of support from everybody. It's weird, but like, in a way, it's like an unconditional support from you guys, where you just come in here. There's no expectation on me other than to just be here and chat with you. And there you are, supporting me on the channel, giving me the thumbs up and coming and turning up on regular basis. And that actually means quite a lot. And that kind of just chill time with people who were supporting me, that made a real big difference on my day. And that turned me from like into what was basically a bit of a mental meltdown into just, yeah, chill and happy again. So yeah, that was a really good thing. So I'm starting to realize that this isn't just me helping other people where I can and trying to entertain people. This is also helping me a lot as well. So yeah, thanks everyone who does turn up on the regular, especially Sparker out there. He's cracking.
I'm just interested which one it is. Which one it is.
Right.
Like the character.
Yeah, get your phone out of my phone.
I was interested.
Yeah, you shouldn't be showing it up on the screen.
Why not?
I don't know. I can't see. You can't put you're not supposed to put your phone to the screen.
Oh.
Okay. That was one of the rules of streaming. You can't go putting your phone up to the screen.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got rules like no swear words and no inappropriate behaviour, and not putting your phone up to the screen is definitely a rule.
Is it? Sorry.
Yeah, you should have been checking with me before that. So I've managed to get this off the wood, and I'm starting to wonder, can I squeeze it in somewhere else up there? I mean, it's lost all of its self-adhesive stickiness, so I'm going to have to put some glue on it to make it work, I think. But I definitely want to try to do something with this.
My new username is Beefy2014. So that's my nickname, Beefy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do you know what? That could work. I wonder if we can just open up. What if I put it here? I'd lose a fair bit of light, but that would be interesting, wouldn't it? How much of that can I get up? Oh, that is not bad. This could work. Well, we're going to try something new, guys. I'm aware that Ethan has now practically taken over the stream, but with all this chat of... No, you're fine, my fella. You entertain people with your gaming. Like talk and whatnot. You've got a gamer in the chat, so that's all well and good. Well, I mince around up here trying to figure out how to achieve what I'm doing, which is not going to be absolutely easy, I'm going to say.
Wait, how do I accept messages? Wait.
Oh, that's not anywhere near that. Okay. What if I did that? Does that work? Oh. That's somehow working. Is there something in my way? I think there is, but that's probably good enough. Just trying to make the cables reach now. Ooh. That's the yellow one, which is, oh, needs to twist around. I'm going to literally snap my wrist up if I keep trying to do it like that. Oh dear, dearie me. That's one. That's two. Alright, let's see how that looks. I can probably pin that just by closing these up and seeing how that goes. Oh, we have something new to try. Oh, I've put it in behind the. I don't know if anyone was paying attention to what I was just doing there. It's gone a bit sideways on the stream of Ethan taking over a little bit, but I've now hidden it in behind the doors, and I'm going to see if that cuts off too much of the light. How does that look? I mean, it doesn't look amazing. They're not completely shut or anything. I don't think I like that. No. No, I don't think I like that at all. Nah. No, I'm not a fan of that for whatever reason. It just looks messy. Oh. All right. So, I think, oh, it's bright. But I get a bit toasty. Oh, that is very bright. Which is why I don't like having it here like this, but that might be the only option, annoyingly. Yeah, I don't know about this at all. You can tell I'm getting frustrated. I've given up even the semblance of trying to do this in a safe way where I turn it all off. I mean, it is only 12 volts to be, well, that's 24 volts, but it's still not going to do much. To be fair, it's not like it's attached directly to the battery. It's got the step transformer in between it, which has a maximum amount of amps anyway. So it's probably as good as a fuse or whatever in the middle there, yeah, it all comes off of a fuse box as well anyway. So yeah, I'm not an easy. Yeah, it's not easy. You're talking all about things. Well, it probably looked good on there, but yeah, I'm not happy with it at the top either. Just not happy with this lighting at all. Oh. What to do? What to do? Basically, it was better as it was, just on the bit of wood hanging down on the hooks. What we've got in the chat here, then we're talking about the game by the looks of it.
What?
They're talking about games being easy and forgiving and stuff, but that's lost on me. Sorry. It takes about 800 hours to get good. I guess you're talking about a particular game. Big fan of Kingdom Come 2. Okay, I got some clips to hold the LED strip rather than stuck to surface. Yeah, I mean, it's not the trouble isn't holding them up. I'll be able to clip them or hold them or do something. It's more I'm just trying to find where they're going to look good. The problem is when I have them high like this, you can sort of see the bumpiness of the ceiling kind of gets shown up, and I don't like that. That looks like a little bit ugly, because you don't notice that when you don't have the light shining across it. That because it's just shining from below, and you don't really see this, because it looks worse than it actually is, because the light is kind of making shadows. But then I don't like having the light down that low and shining off all the white. And this thing was never going to stay up. This was just supposed to be a temporary little fix. I think I need to get a real fix. I think was it Sparker was saying it, or was it Big EK Gaming? One of you guys was saying that I should get some sort of I think yeah, a little bit of C-section. I might have looked to see what B&Q have and maybe get something tomorrow and finish this off then, because it's just a bit of a hassle. And I think just how it was before is fine, but I just need to get something proper to put it on, and then that won't be too difficult, because I can literally just wood glue it up there, yeah, or even screw it, I don't Well, so I guess that means I can't do this job today and I'll have to do it tomorrow. One more for the next day. Well, at least we've got the stream done. I'm going to sit down for a little bit and just chit chat, and then I think we'll call it because it's probably quite late. Yeah, it's got late again. Whew, I'm supposed to do these streams a lot earlier. My days just keep getting like disappeared on me. There's just been a lot to do, a lot of little bits and pieces, and then I'm trying to fit in a live stream. Yeah, translucent tube could work. Yeah, that's if I can get something that's glass and not plastic, that could be quite good. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Something like that. Yeah, something to diffuse, because that's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to have enough light, but have it diffused as well at the same time. Because I don't like being able to see the element like bang on, because it ends up being so bright. That is the kind of issue with that sort of thing. Yeah, that's a good idea though. I like that. Might have a look to see. I'm going to see what, because it's basically B&Q around the corner. I'm going to see what they've got, because I kind of want to do this now. I mean, I could do it another time, but as some of you might have noticed me mention, I've got a date on the weekend, and she's going to end up seeing the van, and I want it to look good, which is why I'm trying to sort a few things out. That's kind of partly why the week's gone a little bit like, oh, we're trying to fit everything in.
Did you get the light sorted then?
No, the light is not sorted even.
They've just left it up there then for
I've
now.
just left it up there for now. Look, I've got lazy. I've just
Yeah.
left it there. And yeah, no, because it's a bit of like, it's like it's a no-win situation up there. I can't have the light up high. I don't like it down low. It's a bit annoying. It's at this point where I'm starting to think maybe a hanging light would have been better than LEDs. But in the van, you don't really want a light swinging around. It's a quick way to get a short in the circuit, because you've got a cable just keep bending back and forth. But I like this idea of something to do with like a glass kind of like diffuser tube type thing. That could be quite good. Brown packing tape over the LED. Yeah, the LED gets quite hot though. I don't imagine that adhesive's going to last too well.
Must it burn?
And it could burn. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, got to be careful with that. I don't think it gets that hot, but a bit of brown paper could dry out and eventually could be an issue. Even if it didn't burn, it would potentially fall off. Yeah, I think B&Q might have something. I'll have to have a walk over tomorrow and have a little look to see. And if not, there's a little around the corner as well, and they might have something, as Spark has just said. That is generating plenty of heat, that LED. That's the interesting thing. I was of the same impression, that I thought that they were more efficient, therefore it's more light, less heat. But that thing, I mean, if I held that long enough, yeah, that's too hot. But it is quite a bright one, that one. It's that was quite a big thought actually when I was trying to do the LEDs. You can't just get a strip of LEDs and go, right, that'll do. You have to get the right amount of lumens or whatever per meter and have the right length to basically get the right amount for any space. So that was quite a thing I had to quickly learn. It's like, how much light do I want in your space? So I had the runs, so you can see like the run that I've got in the kitchen just across here. That got to try and do this with my hands. So yeah, that one there, that's about 2.1 meters long or something, I think. And so I had to have the right amount of illumination from that 2.1 meter strip, and I think the strip's slightly shorter than that. So I had to go, okay, well, how much do I need? And it turned out the only ones I could get that would give me enough illumination were these 24-volt ones, but they put out a lot of, there's like loads of LEDs all in a line, and they definitely do produce heat if you think about it. You know those torches you get with the big, like, they're like 1,000,000 lumen torches, and they generate so much heat they have to have like heat sinks and fans running in them and stuff, so they do generate heat, and there's enough light energy to and whatnot beamed on something that they can actually cook things with these lights. But they obviously have to be way more powerful than the old style. The old lights, I think, gave off more heat than they did light. I might be wrong with that, but I think that was a thing. They were like maybe 30% efficient or something along those lines, 20 to 30%, whereas the LEDs, they're obviously not 100% efficient. I think they're more like 70 to 80. I could be wrong. I'm pulling those figures out of the air almost, just some sort of long-term weird bit of memory from somewhere. But I'd say obviously you've still got a little bit turning into heat, so you need a faux plant from IKEA hanging from ceiling. No, I do not. That's going to be made of plastic. The problem is I put too many real plants in here and it's too much moisture. And fake plants are just more VACs. So I'm like, oh, it's there's no winning here. I did look into some plants that basically are supposed to like be dehumidifying, but they'd be hassle to look after. And I was like, I can't be bothered. So I just go with a few herbs on the windowsill, and that's good enough for me green space wise. But yeah, I do need to do something with some of this stuff up here. Oh, it's a proper hassle. There's so many jobs to do. I think this is the thing. There's a lot of jobs in the van to do. It's just getting to that season where I don't really want to be dealing with them anymore. I did loads of jobs over the summer. I was just getting loads of things done, and spring as well. But I've got the heating system sorted at least now, which hopefully you guys have maybe had a chance to watch the video. But that was a bit of excitement. And to be fair, today I've just had to turn off the mains to the float valve in the reservoir because it started to leak out again as we literally just did a stop at B&Q, and I noticed it was like, I've just filled the tank, don't empty my tank now. So I turned off the valve quickly, but I've got to have a look at that, and I think it started to leak again. So yeah. Oh, cheers, Tom. I appreciate the compliment. The van's good. I'm proud of the van, but like with anything, even your home or wherever you live, there's always those little improvements you want to make and maintenance you have to do. Like there's so much bits of paint on the wall where it's got scuffed and I need to clean it or touch it up, and there's all these little bits that are wearing out and they just need replacing. So yeah, and as I go, I'm like, oh well, I'm taking this down and fix it. I might as well try and do something better. I can't help myself. Oh dear. Mind you, you've got yourself to fix at the moment, so I don't suppose you're doing much in the way of DIY and redecorating or anything like that. But we all have to do it at some point. That's the only thing with it. When you've got somewhere to live, you've also got to maintain it. Right, well, it's been great having you guys in. I appreciate everyone who's turned up and has been hanging around. I can tell there's people here who aren't in the chat, which you know, if you've not been chatting, do feel free. And if you're not subscribed, do think about doing that. So I'd love to have you back in. And even if you're just watching, it's nice to have everyone's support and have people here just chilling out with me. But that's it for tonight. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully a bit earlier, because I'll be streaming before I go to Noah's. I don't think for a second that'd be cool for me to start streaming the games night. I would like to do that, and Tim would be there and Noah would be there, and I think they'd be fine with it. But there will be other people, and I'm not going to be that awkward social guy who goes, I'm bringing my phone, I'm going to live stream on YouTube. That'd be so weird. So I'm going to stream before. Either on my way down to London, I might stream in the front of the cab as I'm driving, which I think should be fine. I just put my phone where I would have it for navigation, and I'll just stream as I'm going down the A1 and just chit chat as I drive. It shouldn't be too distracting. Just be like a normal phone call, really. I just won't be able to make eye contact with the camera quite so much because I'll be busy driving. But you guys can also maybe see the road ahead and have a little look at what's going on. So that could be interesting. Or if I'm on a good time and I'm going to get down there early, because I'll just park up fairly close to Noah's, I might have time to actually do a little bit of live streaming while I'm walking around a bit of London, so that might be interesting. But yeah, so slightly earlier tomorrow, it'll be something different again. But I hope everyone can join me, or if not, I'll hopefully see you another day. But yeah, thanks everybody. Cheers to Tom and Sparker definitely as well for all the chat. I really appreciate you guys. And if they're still in, BK Gaming?
BK Gaming.
Yeah. Cheers to him if he's still here, and everyone else who's joined. Yeah, thanks so much. and you guys have fun.